Just a rolling.
Oh, it really
looks gorgeous.
Yes,
that looks gorgeous. Shout out to the natural.
In the car and don't look back.
Right. Shout out to the natural light brought to you by the hotel. So, guys, if you are watching right now, you are definitely in for a treat. You're watching Sippin Tea, the show.
This is special.
It's the same Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is a super, super special. Now, we do our show on Wednesday, but sometimes you gotta switch it up and change it up. Because when you have somebody like Brandee J coming into town,
I'm about to say, when you hear famous in town, you gotta
as we
switch
said,
your schedule around.
Hello, all our guests are celebrities, but we definitely wanted to make sure that we brought you guys some tea from Brandee J. Yes. And so they were kind enough, she and her team, to come and sip some tea with GemDTwin and Eb Deceleb. Okay.
Yes.
So what we do on Sippin Tea, the show, first we start off with positivity.
All right, I'm off for that.
And so,
and by the way, I've already
touched it, guys. Yeah. Look, we made sure that we only had enough room to touch, so we can low key get some of it. But one of the things that we love about you is that actually she's a giver as far as that. She is one, we are all about our networkers.
Yes.
And she is definitely a networker as far as bringing people in and providing a platform and making sure that we can all succeed.
Exactly.
So I was going to ask you, with the PositiviTEA that we usually do for our show, what is it that you do? We know that for curvy women in general, curvy women especially sometimes, what do you do? How did you find your confidence? What do you do what did you do when you were feeling less than confident, less than motivated?
I think as women, we go through that in different phases of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been times that I go through it. And I am a survivor of depression as well. So you have to continue to just keep fighting on a daily. So I always wake up every morning, meditation, and I pray.
Okay.
And then I have my daily affirmations on my wall. So I always get up and I do my daily affirmations, and then I have my personal statements too.
Okay.
So I do my personal statements as well. And I have them posted in my room in my notebook. And then every morning I listen to positivity videos. If it's not Les Brown, it's Eric Thompson, or just if it's Will Smith. I'm always starting my day off with the positivity. And then there's times, it's a hard day. You go through certain things that you got to just keep going. And then I turn back and I listen to my affirmations because I keep them everywhere.
So what is one of the affirmations that you say that would be is your go-to, something that you say on a daily, or are you finding yourself saying? One quote that you find yourself.
One of my affirmations is I will be a successful entrepreneur, and I'll be able to give back to my family and provide entrepreneur ownership for them as well.
Absolutely.
So that is my goal, is to I have my company, but I have it to the point that I'm breaking that generational curse, and I'm giving it to my children, and then I have my friends and family that I can then reinvest into their dreams and make them entrepreneurs and invest in the community and then invest in women as well. One of my dreams is to have one of my things that's on my vision board is to have low-income housing for single mothers starting their lives all over, because I am a single mother and I've had to start my life over twice. And then also one of my dreams is to have a line of luxury boutique hotels. I love the hotel industry, always have, and I wanted to have a hotel company that's for women of color, that's for us.
Yes.
So I have that on my vision board, and also have that Diddy would be one of the brand ambassadors for it.
Okay.
So you gotta speak these.
Yes.
Hello.
So I do all that. I speak that, but I have my hard days, and just days I don't want to get out of bed, and I'm just in the bed. But you have to just keep going and fighting.
Yeah. I like the fact that you said, I will be,
yes,
or I will do this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that, verbiage, I think we talked about it. Verbiage is everything. Sometimes it's the difference between one word that makes the entire situation.
I don't use the word try.
Yeah.
When you try, you have the intent to fail.
Yes.
So I don't say try. I don't allow my kids. I don't even allow my team. Even times when my manager knows, well, we'll try. I'm like, no. we will do, because we have to speak it into existence, because it's going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
So you can wake up with coffee, or you can wake up with Brandee J. Wake up like her. Okay? Most people wake up in the morning to get a cup of coffee. She's with the Lord.
Yes.
She got her affirmations.
Yes.
She got her meditations. And then
then we can proceed.
Then we proceed. I mean, but you gotta wake up that way. You gotta wake up that way.
You have to wake up and always give thanks to him above.
Yeah.
And I do that before I go to sleep. I pray. When I wake up, I pray. My kids be praying, and even when I'm just stressed out and overwhelmed, I just pray.
Okay.
Because it's something that if I get so stressed out and overwhelmed, as I always tell, as a Capricorn, our minds, we don't stop.
Yes.
We think all the time.
Yes.
And our minds keep going and going and going, and people don't understand that. Like we could be asleep and our minds keep going.
Yeah.
So I always have to just stop and pray when I get to that point, because my mind is constantly, what can we do? How can I elevate? What can I do next? I have kids, we got dental support, I got this. Like I have so much going on that just to have that moment of praying and first thanking him, I always have to do that.
Yeah, and you bring it back.
I feel like Capricorns need that space to just, they need to have space away from everything where they can just think.
We do.
Because if not, you can lose your thoughts.
We can,
They keep running.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. So it's something that,
but they're also very successful, because you guys push past a lot. So I hear that, a lot of Capricorns feel defeated sometimes.
Yeah.
Like things happen to me, you know what I mean? Like I have to work harder than the next.
Yes. It's something that comes natural that we constantly have to keep working.
Okay.
And it's not that we're not in competition with no one but ourselves.
That's what I was about to say.
And that's what people think. Like I tell people, I don't have time to worry about what you're doing, because I got so much going on that my drive is like, okay, what can I do next? How can we elevate even more? So that's what it's Capricorn is, constantly just elevating and doing what we can do more to elevate our mind.
Absolutely.
And it has to make sense.
And it has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
Because if it don't make sense, I'm doing it. I tell my kids, I ain't doing that shit. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
So you mean no,
logic.
That's not
Capricorns are logical. They gotta make, they can see it through.
Exactly.
Okay, this is really going how this is gonna look.
Exactly. Because if it ain't going,
that's why they're successful. That's why you're so successful.
Right.
That's why you're supposed to got a lot of people out here who are triers but don't really have a plan to succeed.
Well, that's cool when you can call bullshit. You're like, that's bullshit. Okay, no,
I do it all the time. I be like, this is bullshit. Like, and it shows on my face too. So I be like, and it be like, Brandee, I be like, an email, I'm like, oh, well, it's bullshit. So I don't.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we also have Brewing Tea, and Brewing Tea, that's actually what we're doing right now. The Brewing Tea section of our show is when we talk about fabulousness, awesomeness in our community, the awesomeness of the people around us. This is how we keep other people motivated, and that's through either like telling your story.
Okay.
So number one, Miss Thang here is all about the curvy girl movement, okay? Yes. And I always feel like when we talk to curvy girls, it's a push. Now, I've always shared that, I have a little bit of time in the fashion industry, but I always felt like when I went to different calls and different shows and things like that, that curvy community, we were always about each other, like helping each other out. There was always a positive energy. There was not cattiness or, we were really trying to help each other pull and, keep it together and stuff like that. But I guess it's because if you're up against something, you're really trying to recruit people for your team.
Well, when I started out, it was more of, and I always see this on photo shoots, fashion shows, if you come here with a negative attitude, you will be asked to leave.
Okay.
I don't believe in that negativity. You're not going to bring it on set.
Yeah.
And I'm all for, there's enough out there for everyone to win. And I'm not a model. I proclaim to be a model. No, I'm a creator. I'm a CEO. I have the creative mind to build a platform. I know my purpose. This is what God told me is my purpose, to have a platform for curvy Black women. So that's why I do what I do. But it's all about also having the right people around you. And I've had sorry ass people around me. I have people who try to use me. I went through all that, but now my senses are up more than if I sense it. Thank you for your time.
Right.
Exactly.
Smile and goodbye.
Exit stage, left, right, wherever you want to go, but you're not in this circle.
Yeah.
But in the Curvy community, I feel like some of it, we still have a long way to go to bring that unity.
Absolutely.
And especially amongst majority of the women in the Curvy community are Black women.
Mm-hmm.
So why aren't we working together more?
Yeah.
What's the issue? I don't care what you have going on. That's not what Lux Curves and Brandee J has going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can be a part of it to make it bigger, why not do that?
Absolutely.
And I always tell people this analogy: if you want to work with someone, they're trying to put on a show. They have 500, you have 500. Together, y'all have 1,000.
Absolutely.
1,000 can do more than 500
500.
individually. So let's all come together and do what you're good at.
Absolutely.
I know my strengths and my weaknesses. And I tell people I'm not a hairstylist, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not a model coordinator, I'm not this, I'm not that. But if I have to step in, I'll do it, but I know my role.
Mm-hmm.
If someone else, if you good at what you do, you shine in your lane, I'll shine in my lane, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now we need to basically make sure that everybody knows exactly who you are. Okay.
And what you do.
Yes. I'm gonna first of all, yes, because we are here right now. This is holiday in, right?
Yeah.
So we're in Old Town Alexandria right now. There will be a model call tomorrow
Yes.
for Lux Curves.
Lux Curves magazine. We are looking for models for Lux Curves magazine, cover models, editorial models, and also models to be signed to OTN Management, Only Talent Management, which is the management company I'm with as well. So I'm all about new talent and always looking for the new next thing.
Okay.
Or giving, I like to root for the underdog. Because I'm an underdog. I've been told in the plus size industry I'm the underdog.
All of them underdogs, right?
We all here
I'm
now.
trying to tell you, I'm ready to
Cardi
Zodiac.
B said she was the underdog, and look at Cardi B.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know how I feel about Cardi B, but she claimed to be an underdog.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I've been told I'm an underdog, and I'm just like, okay. So I look for the models that other people seem to they don't like or they don't want, and then once Lux puts them on, then that's when they want to follow. And
So now you want them.
Now you want it.
No thanks. We're good.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like? Because you mentioned something about, well, I guess we can get into that later.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let her
Like,
finish.
I want
We
you
want
to
to
get into,
definitely.
like,
So we have
Lux-
Lux Curves. The model call is for Lux Curves.
Yes. So tomorrow from 1 to 4 here at the Holiday Inn in Old Town. And we're expecting over 200 models who RSVP.
Yeah.
And they're still contacting us. The registration is closed. We're like, come out. I want to see everybody.
And what are you looking for? Like, if you were to tell people, this is what I'm looking for.
Confidence.
Bam.
Confidence in curves.
Confidence.
Confidence in curves.
Yes.
Okay. Confidence in curves.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So I might can't walk and talk, but I got confidence, but I got a lot of curves.
Absolutely.
So you know what I'm calling.
Yeah.
Because
Confidence in curves.
sometimes we end up, even in this industry, you have a brand. First of all, let's finish here. Okay. So we have the model call going
Yes.
on. There's also, tell them about Lux Curves magazine.
Lux Curves, we're the only upscale lifestyle publication for curvy plus size women.
Mhm.
We're going into our 4th year, October, and I'm also the creator of New York Fashion Week Plus. I did that in 2015. We did Lux Curves Fashion Night in 2016 in LA, and we will be bringing it back in 2020. We haven't announced what city we're bringing it back to, but we will be doing that. I'm also the host of the Brandee J talk show. I'm on 3 networks, and I'm a motivational speaker. I have my book coming out, The Unshakable Curvy Confidence, and I have other things coming out that I can't talk about, but yeah, I call myself the Curvy mogul.
The girl.
Woo, girl. I'm getting chills.
See, you know what I mean?
Like,
and so that was kind of the thing. And because of all of these accolades, that definitely drew me to you, because in a lot of ways, Eb Deceleb and I, we are after many of those things. Like the Brandee J TV, Brandee J TV. I feel like there's a lot of camaraderie here. There are a lot of similarities. Our shows are different, but I always like it when I see us curvy on the big screen, on TV.
I just got to the point, I was like, if you ain't gonna put me on there, I create my own platform and put myself on there.
Hello.
And that's what I do, so that they see that, they're like, oh. And then I've interviewed a number of celebrities, they're like, you just down to earth. I said, I'm just us.
Right.
And I don't believe in the Hollywood. Like, I don't like my father, he's like, we don't do the fake shit. And that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
So I mimic that, and I do that in my everyday life and with my business, because it's like, at the end of the day, once that stuff goes away, if you don't have yourself, your integrity, your morals, then what do you have?
You're back to absolutely nothing then. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. And that, you know, when you present your genuine self, you actually get to receive
Genuine back.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So again, these are all the reasons that, you know, really drew us to you in the first place. And then, so this is an amazing opportunity for us. I came in here like, oh! And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm excited. I'm sorry.
So where do you actually, you know, you're all over, but where do you actually reside?
San Diego.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Born and
Okay.
raised 619, San Diego girl, all day, every day, Cali, West Coast. West Coast. Like when we did New York Fashion Week Plus, and I had the DJ play California Love, I was Seawalk, and I was like, I Cali all day.
Yeah.
Born and raised in San Diego. I go back and forth between there and LA, but I'm based in San Diego because my kids are in school.
Okay.
So they, you know, they're born and raised there as well, and my mom's there. My dad passed away 4 years ago, so I take care of my mom. So I help her and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. This is a Renaissance woman right here.
Yes.
Seriously.
She said she's the
How do you
mogul.
balance?
So
Like, tell the, like, you know, because we all got our day-to-day lives. Like, we're all ripping and running because we're all trying to just make it. How do you find that balance? I know the way you.
Why?
And tell me this, I was about to bring a bottle. I said, if I stop, I'm gonna get cursed out.
And you know what? I'm sorry because I have to apologize because Sippin Tea, the show, you know, technically our whole platform is about the tea, but the tea is 80 proof.
Hello.
Because I'm sorry, but as
And that's why Wednesday.
Hello. Yes. Wednesday at 8 p.m. You have already finished your day. You come to the studio. We go ahead and sip this tea at this collaboration.
Okay.
So yes, I battled with that as well. I was like, well, it's kind of early. Should I take it?
I would have drunk it.
Yeah, we would have been right up in here.
Said, you know what?
Note to self. See, look, be your authentic self.
I know, because
You're supposed to bring those cups.
I was gonna stop. I said, if I stop, Keleeba's gonna kill
You
me.
know, well, just don't tell him you stop. Yeah, I probably would
Yeah.
have been your head, girl.
No, I do.
But I would have had to drink.
Yeah, with the balancing, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, especially being a single mother. And my daughter is a senior. My son, he's in the 3rd grade, or he's at an 8th grade level.
Oh, wow.
My kids are very smart. So, and just balancing them, daughter being a senior, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with the business, but one thing I do, like at first I wasn't taking time out to myself because the Capricorn, we go.
Yeah.
Our passion and our work, it brings us
that drive.
It's that drive. So now, like when I was here, like I could have went out and said, but I was like, I'm here in the bed. I ain't got my son next to me. I ain't got the dog licking himself all night.
I know. This morning she was bringing her shakes.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to sleep, wake up, do my juicing. And I was like, oh my God, I slept for like 10, 11 hours. I was good.
Nobody knows how when you really
You get
are a
that
businesswoman, entrepreneur, and a mom and some other things, how good sleep is.
Sleep was amazing.
People like, oh, this is just so good. What you doing, girl? I'm asleep.
Yes, but you can take
Sleeping
them
good.
on 5
Yes.
minutes. Be like, let me
Yes.
take a quick 5
And then I had some Bojangles because we ain't got that at
Okay.
California. And I was like, these biscuits are amazing. I told my manager, I was like, no, these biscuits and honey and jelly, I'm about to sleep.
Honey and jelly too, honey.
Y'all, she came to DC and
You
got
know,
Bojangles.
Wait a minute, did you know that before you got here though? Are they like famous to the point where somebody said, make sure you get some Bojangles?
No,
I know Bojangles on the map.
So
Because
you happened to
I was hungry and I was just like, Nora was like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. And I was like, I want something I can just go back to the room. She's like, oh, what about some Bojangles? And I was like, and she was telling me, I was like, okay, yeah, man. I messed that shit up last
Now
night.
that's a good manager that'll make sure you got your Bojangles on that. Okay, get me right.
Yes.
It wasn't like
whole Bojangles.
not a
And
5-star
fries.
restaurant,
I
but
was
the
like,
equivalent.
She gets you a dessert though. She gets you the what is it? The cream pies filled with sweet potato.
No,
cream
because we
pies.
went to Lavender Moon Cupcakery and I got some cupcakes because I
Ooh,
heard
Lauren's
about
showing
it.
off over here.
Okay. Shout out
Tell
to
me
you guys.
DC for real.
We're gonna have to have Nora. Little does she
When she
know.
got to the show, we bringing Bojangles.
Okay, and we will have the tea. You might want to fly in for that. Okay,
Yeah,
we
so
get
I
down.
had my Bojangles and my cupcakes. I was in watching Transformers. I was like, I am
Yes,
so good right now.
life is good. Yes. When you live a high key life, that low key moment is always.
It's everything.
Yeah, and
it's
people
comforting.
always, I'm like, well, if it's not about work, I'm really not out.
Yeah.
I'm all, and my daughter.
Party with a purpose.
Yeah, my daughter's like, Mama, you need a life. I go out, and I'm just like, I'd rather be in the house watching Coco or Secret Lives of Pets with my kids.
Yeah.
And if it's not for a purpose, then I really don't want to be out.
Yeah.
Really. But if it's for industry event or something, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes sense.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, we have several segments on our show. Brewing Tea is our favorite, of course, because we talk about people and what's going on and, you know, how other people stay motivated and things like that. But we also have a section called Affinity.
Okay.
And that's about the ships.
How do we balance those relationships?
Yes, balancing relationships.
Now,
That's
let's get into Brandee J's love line.
Okay.
We know she loves the kids and she loves the business.
Look, how does being a curvy mogul work with your love life and
It's been hard.
Yeah.
It's honestly been the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I don't tell guys what I do.
Okay.
I don't come out and say it. And then once they see what I do, then it's you're too determined. I've heard that.
Okay.
I've heard you have so much going on.
Yeah.
You're Brandee J. Why would you want to date me?
Yeah.
Intimidation. So, and then I'm just like, okay, so it's been hard. And then I know you have your deals. I have dealt with the F boys, and it's just like I don't have the energy for any fuck boys. Like I don't like be a grown ass man. Like I just don't have to.
Right.
So I really just stopped dating.
So if you were to start dating, what would be your ideal man?
Trey.
Damn.
Trey.
If you look like Trey Songz,
Dude.
Brandee J.
Okay. We're trying to hook you up, Trey.
Trey.
You want a real one?
Trey.
Okay.
Trey Songz. Is he dating anybody right now?
I don't know. Look, let me look it up.
Trey.
Siri.
Get with her. If you knew what I knew, you see what I said.
Okay.
I said a little bit. Look, she told me she's on your line. So,
I mean, you know,
Trey Songz.
all I'm saying is Trey, your name came up.
Okay.
She said what she said, your name
She said
came
what
up.
she said.
So, you know.
No, but God, he has to be confident.
Yeah.
And secure within himself as a man. Has to be a black man. My last husband was white. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The interracial love.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and he has to be a king in himself. And I'm all for like bringing something to the table. Okay. But we can also build together.
Yes.
So you're willing to build with somebody. You're willing to continue that empire.
Yeah, I'm always ready to do that and build with someone. But just be the confidence to know that when you come in my life, you come in my kids' life too.
Yeah.
So if you can't come correct, then just leave me alone.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I'm not all about like, don't be texting me WYD. First of all, if you can't spell it out, are you doing? And if you can't be like, hey, let me call her, I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
So you want you a real man, not any of this generational.
I'm very old school when it comes to dating. I'm about courting me. I'm about having a conversation. I'm about making to my mind thinking about making love to my body. And a lot of men don't understand that. And I deal with the men who they see my body and they're just memorized with that. And they're not and I told them, I said, yes, I know I can be sexy very well. I know I'm beautiful. I'm all that, but I have a mind. I put myself to college. I talk to me, have a conversation with me. So that's what I dealt with.
Date my mind before you learn to date.
I think, you know, and it's important when we talk about affinity. I think a lot of times we lose that. Like this day and age, we've lost a lot of that because there's so much that's readily given. We have social media, we have, you know, everything. Everything says, here it is, it's all on the table, and people forget that there's something still. Even if I put out my entire naked self and some more things, there's still something behind the scenes. There's this mind that people
they don't see, they don't want to see. And it has to be a godly man.
Okay.
Like, you cannot
be
in your life. I can't have you in my life because, you know, I pray specifically to God what type of man I want.
Okay.
And, you know, he has to fit that. And as I've gotten older, if I see signs of you not fitting that, then I just don't deal with you at all. Like I just cut it off right then and there. So I don't have the energy.
Okay, now let me ask you this though, because you are you know, an entrepreneur, like your mom, you're all over the place. How quickly do you come off? Like, is that an easy thing? Because I know a lot of us, we kind of get into these relationships and it's kind of hard. What's the potential?
Last year I went to 2 bad relationships I should have cut off, but I didn't.
Okay.
And then when I got to my fed up point, as my mother would call it, then you all motherfuckers and all this, and I'm done with you, I'm done.
Okay.
So now I told myself I'm not going to do that. If I sent something in a matter of weeks or a month and I see something, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
My best friend tells me I'm too professional when it comes to.
But you know what? When you're dating a guy, it's like you're applying for a job.
Yeah.
You've already read the resume.
Exactly.
But anybody can write a resume.
Anyone can write one.
Anyone can write a resume.
Yeah.
But when you're applying when you're applying for that job, you gotta live that job. Once you get it, you gotta be able to keep.
You gotta be able to keep it. And then I see guys who just want to be with me because they see what I do to advance their career and things like that. So if I dated you and I take you to an event, I watch how you act. If you're the one like, oh my God, let me go take a selfie with this person, because I don't do stuff like that. Like when I'm there, I'm working and things like that. But if I see you more trying to be like all in the camera, all in, then I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you dated people like in the industry or in similar industry?
Similar. I've talked to a couple DJs, a couple music producers, but I prefer. It's kind of hard because when you date someone in the industry, they know your life.
Yeah.
They know the routine, so they can understand if you don't get back a text or you don't do something like that.
Absolutely.
But I prefer, honestly, and people are shocked, I prefer the regular guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
a lot of superstars do.
I was about to say a lot of people say that though. So they do. I'm regular. I'm regular.
Yeah, I prefer the regular. Yeah, I mean, they're in the industry, that's a bonus, but they're not. Like, I prefer the regular guy.
Yeah.
Because I actually have one. I do have another question. Because you mentioned something. This is what I was going to talk about earlier. You mentioned something about battling with depression. And I know a lot of curvy women, or just women in general, like take curvy out of it, just women in general, they're always battling something about themselves. There's something that they don't like about themselves. And that's something that you said you dealt with. How do you feel like that did that have an effect on your career? If it did, and how did it take your career to the next level if it had an effect?
I think battling with depression, it humanizes you. And it makes you more human, because a lot of people, they see things and they're like, they always say, how can you battle with depression? You're Brandee J, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, but I'm honest about it, because it runs on both sides of my family. So it's something that if it runs in your family, your chemicals already off balance as it is. So, and I don't take no medication for it, because I don't want to be that person on medication for my depression. So it has helped me, because it's helped me understand me. It's helped me understand other women. It's helped me be more relatable when people say like, oh, she's dealt with it. And I still deal with it. There's times that people don't hear from me for a week, because I'm just battling with my own thoughts and trying to get things together. So it's something that it just helped me be more relatable to people. Yeah.
And I know that's something Jennifer Lewis, everybody knows I love Jennifer Lewis. And that's something that when she talked about her sex addiction in her book and everything like that, she said something to that. She's like, it allows me to be more relatable to people who are going through that same exact thing. It makes her people can look at her as a person versus as a star.
Exactly. And I always want to be looked at as a person first. And I think that's what we do wrong with other celebrities. We look at them as this high thing, but they're human. And they're just people. Yes. And they go through the same thing we go through. Sometimes they're just going through it in front of the camera.
Absolutely.
So we're battling it by ourselves, but we can do that. So being a survivor of depression and a survivor of domestic violence is something that I have to tell my story and to help other women get through it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, yes. And, you know, even with that, we talk about that. We talk about all of these things on our show, and that's kind of why, you know, it's one of our passions, because we get to go through the gambit of everything. Because our health and wellness and those challenges that we face, all of those things are part of us.
It's a part of us, and especially in the Black community, like with mental health. And I'm big on mental health. Both kids are in therapy. I still go to therapy. I still do a lot of things. So I'm all for the mental health of the Black community. And then not looking like, oh, we're in therapy. No, it's not a white thing. It's a human thing. Like getting your mind right will take you further and help you in so many ways.
Yeah. And I think in the Black community, we look at mental health and we frown upon it. Because we don't understand it. You know, like, oh no, I don't have that going on. I'm not about to go talk to no therapist. When really we all need therapy. It doesn't mean we're crazy. We all do. We all need therapy.
That's what we deal with in everyday life.
Every day,
like
you can't tell me you don't need therapy. You know?
I'm an advocate. I be like tell my therapist, I say, you need to squeeze me in. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I need to go talk to somebody.
This is ridiculous. You have too many clients.
Yeah.
Sorry,
like, I need to see you.
I'm like, immediate sleep. Yeah. So that we actually do detox tea. So you guys, that would be your definitely detox tea. Not saying that everybody needs to. If you don't feel like therapy is for you, then that's, you know, fine. But I think we can also take it back to what you said before as well. There are certain things that you do for your own self-care.
Yeah.
That helps with the therapy, either whether you're going to therapy or not. Doing things that helps with your taking care of yourself. That's what we always talk about.
You have to take care of yourself. Like, there's times I take a weekend where I just go to a hotel.
Okay.
And I'm just there and I'm sleeping and I'm just relaxing and I'm just getting back to me.
Okay.
And that's really important because, like I said, I normally can just go and don't take any breaks. But it's really important to take that time. Or if I want to take time, I take my kids to Disneyland. Like, we're big Disney fanatics.
Okay.
So that's my therapy too. Like, I told my son, I was like, I got to go to my happy place. He was like, Disneyland. I said, you damn right. It's not time away just to like go be a big kid with my kids. And you know, we are annual pass holders, so we're there and we just have our fun time. I don't answer my phone. I don't do anything. I'm just there enjoying the moment.
And decompressing.
And
I think a lot of times you miss the moment for being able to actually enjoy life. You know.
You have to. You have to enjoy just and stop for a minute.
Yeah.
So I know now you're like doing juicing and things like that. So a part of Detox Tea is about health and wellness, and you know we are curvy women, but you also are very focused in on your health.
I'm all about healthy curves. I saw diabetes runs in my family too, both sides. So I'm all about maintaining my curves and being healthy. So I partnered with More Liquid Life. It's the only Black-owned juice company in San Diego, women Black-owned. So, and I said I wanted juice. Yes, I do want to lose some pounds, but I want to maintain my curves and show curvy women that, because they think we don't like to work out. They think we don't like healthy stuff or whatever. I love going to the gym. I'm a former athlete in high school. I love doing all that stuff. But life gets the best of us. But I also want to show people that just because we're this size doesn't mean we don't like to work out.
Absolutely.
And we don't like to, you know, healthy foods. I would prefer a salad over anything. That's just who I am. And that's what we do with Lux Curves and the Brandee J brand. It's promoting that healthy lifestyle. That curvy lifestyle.
And what about that stigma? That stigma that you were just talking about, where people think certain things about, oh, curvy girls, they eat poorly, they do this, they do that. So, and people forget that there are different body types.
All of us eat pork. All of us eat like crap sometimes. It doesn't matter what size you are. You could be a size 2 and you can eat cheeseburgers all day.
It can be horrible, healthy.
Exactly. It doesn't. To me, like that whole stigma is stupid to me because it's just like it doesn't matter my size. I don't support like if you're really obese, because to me that's not healthy. That is not healthy because I've seen and dealt with obesity in my family. So, but if you are a healthy curvy, you're still doing what, you know, lifting, you know, going out, working out, watching what you eat, and but you're proud of who you are, then that's fine. But I don't support like being obese. Because that is unhealthy.
Right, it's unhealthy for your heart and
exactly. But it does to me. You could be a size 22 and be unhealthy, or you can be a size 18 and be healthy.
Yeah.
18, I've seen size 18 people be more healthier than a size 2.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I mean. There's a stigma that goes along with so many things that, you know, being curvy people, you kind of have to fight against that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, really comforting when you find somebody, number one, that is out there being a curvy mogul and being a representation of all of the good things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And because, you know, even with Black people, even with LGBT community, even with all of the people that have been frowned upon in the past, it's all about changing the verbiage. You know what I'm saying? Changing the narrative. Changing the narrative.
Also educating the mind.
Yeah,
I
and you
feel
have
like
to
what a lot
change
of
it through
people
education.
Yeah, educate yourself.
And that's what Lux is about, and with everything I do is educating. It's just like, just because I'm this or I'm that doesn't mean I don't like that.
Yeah.
So let me show you that we do work out. We do love to travel. We love music. We read books. We have a love life. We like sex. This is what we don't like. This is what we do like. Like, we're a human being, and I show that. And especially like in my article, my Lux Journey, where I talk about having to be 39 and dating again. Like, ugh, I really don't. Like, I have to stay positive because I know God got my third husband out there. And I always tell people, like, I like the first two.
They always say the third, you know.
Those were learning opportunities.
Yes. My first marriage, I don't even count that. I'm like, I was 21. I was like, why? I don't even count that.
Yeah.
But it's a learning thing, and I'm very open about what I've been through and things like that. But it's always about educating people, and that's what lets us educate them on. We know these things. This is what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's also part of our show where we do talk about like tea time and things like that, and what's going on in the world today. And I want to talk about as it relates to curvy women, or just what people think the perfect body looks like. You know, I think now, I personally think that depression is at an all-time high for people in their image because of what's portrayed online that looks great.
Yes.
You know, the fake behind, the fake tits, the fake this, that, nose, everything else, because that's what's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
So I think that causes a lot of depression, because if you don't have that, I don't look right.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you combat that with who you are?
I have a natural ass.
Hello.
Natural
That will do it.
I mean, my breasts ain't what they used to be because of kids, but I don't get no complaints from the men.
Okay. Yes.
To me, like, of course we all want to change things about our bodies. We're human. You know, I've always, for me, wanted, even before I had kids, I wanted to get a breast implants because I just had small breasts. And then when I had kids, I was like, okay, thank you for
great. It was perfect.
Yeah. And then, but it's more now for me, it's all about some of those images are filtered.
Yes.
So you have to know that.
Yeah.
And you have to say those images cannot be real. And I don't want a fake butt. I don't need butt implants. Like, I tell people, you want some of this? Because this is a lot.
Yeah, I can share.
Like, I'll be bumping into people. My kids like, Mom, I'm like, sorry, it's out of control. But you have to, I think for me, it was how I was raised with my grandmother, who taught me how to just love who I am.
Yeah.
And not worry about what other people are doing, and not be so focused on what they look like. Because if someone has to get that much surgery, they're not happy with something in themselves.
Yeah.
And you have to be happy on your inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much surgery you get, if you're not happy within yourself, no amount of surgery is going to work.
Nothing's going to fix it. Nothing's going to fix it. You have got, yes, absolutely. And that's so interesting that you brought up, the augmentation, because there's a lot of that right now. People's bodies being augmented and things like that, and these things don't last. And they then you're sick.
Y'all better get into K Michelle.
And
all this and all that.
Absolutely. But these are all, again, some of these things, many of them are to imitate curvy bodies.
Exactly.
But we're told that the curvy body, was something to be, looked at as something that you should be ashamed about. I know that we were talking and you were telling me some of your first interactions about your own body came from your family at a young age.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then you were actually brought up in, fighting against feeling that there's something wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like my dad, put me on a diet when I was 10. And that's when I was like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I have to be on a diet? And my mother never said anything. And that to me was like, why didn't you say something?
Yeah, because that's almost a cosign.
Exactly. So then growing up, I've always had to deal with eating disorders, diet pills, and all that other stuff, because thinking that I had to be skinny like my sister, and realizing that it didn't dawn on me until like she was starting to bring guys over. I was probably 13, 14. Body's still changing. I've always had these big hips and thighs and things like that. But then as I'm growing up, the guys she's bringing, they're looking at me. And they're like, who is she?
Right.
And they're like, she's like, that's my youngest sister. Like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Look at her curves. And then my sister would get mad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but you're supposed to be the ideal body type, but they're looking at me. So, and my grandmother was like, no, baby, like, men want women with curves. And if they really paid attention and realized that men are programmed to be more attracted to women with curves than they are to the skinny women. It was the media who switched it around when the supermodel came and made her very skinny. Before then, you saw women who looked like us on TV. They idolized Marilyn Monroe. She was a size 14.
Yes, Marilyn.
So Dorothy Dandridge, size 14. All of these women were curvy women, and somehow it got lost. But now you're trying to bring it back. But you want to bring it back with white models.
Bring it back medically.
You don't want to bring it back with the women who started the industry, which was the Black woman's body. So I talk about that, and I say that because it starts with us as Black women. It starts with us knowing our power. It starts with us knowing that we started all of this, and to accept who we are and love who we are, despite what's going on. Now, if you have to lose weight for health reasons, yes, go ahead and do that and do what you have to do. I'm all for that. But don't think you have to look like a Kardashian to be accepted when 9 out of 10 women don't look like that.
Right. What happens to poor Chloe? Because when Chloe first stepped on the scene and we first started looking at her, she was much thicker.
Thick, curvy.
Chloe was compared to that other sister, and
it starts to really get with you.
Yes, media can really,
because I loved Curvy Chloe. I really did. I loved, not saying that there's anything wrong now, but when, that was actually one of the things that I found endearing about Chloe was, be a little, because it's like you're breaking the mold. When everybody looks like everybody else,
it's boring.
And
when you have 67% of American women are size 14 and 16, then why aren't you marketing to us?
Yes, absolutely.
Why aren't you paying attention to, like, we are the dominant force? The media would have it things like we're not. Like, no, like, we are the dominant force. And you see with Victoria's Secret, like, when have they ever put a curvy model on their runway? They haven't. And now they're feeling like they got to close 53 stores. Because now we're saying enough is enough.
Yeah, I will tell you guys. I went to Victoria's Secret. I love Victoria's Secret bras. For when I was maybe smaller, like, this is what happened. I was in love with Victoria's Secret bras. I went there for a fitting one day, and the girl told me basically I didn't like it. It was a little spillage of the cleavage, and basically the girl told me if I had to go up one more size, like, we don't have anything. I was like, online? And she was like, no, like, literally the butt stops here. And I'm like, what? That makes no sense to me, especially because I'm a boob girl. Y'all know GemDTwin, I love my cleavage, honey. I'm so serious. It was like, it's always been one of the things, I can do that. I'm a woman. I get to love parts of myself if I want to. So, I know y'all not used to this being up here. Because GemDTwin is all about a V-neck, sweetie.
Show them to you.
I like them. I really like, look at that. They are
but
just.
I've actually never been a fan of Victoria's Secret. I've never liked bras because they don't last long.
They don't. I used to, when Fredericks or Hollywood has stores, I would go in there and I would buy all their bras because they fit so comfortably. And now they can only get online. So, and my daughter, she's 17, and she's like I had to take her to Lane Bryant. She's like an F.
Okay.
Because
Take
she
her
just
to Soma.
okay,
Soma
yeah, she just
Barbecue.
has big, you know, she's just real blessed in that area, and I don't want her to feel some type of way like thinking you can't because you're this, you gotta like not shop there or whatever. But it's all about just being accepting of who you are, and just loving every inch of you. Like I'm to me, I'm the biggest I've been in a while, but I still love me.
Right.
And I'm juicing, and I'm doing this because I was like, hey, Brady, I want to go from a size 18 to a 14. That's for me.
Yes.
Because of everything I have going on, but I'm not trying to let me go from a size 16, 18 to a size 8. Hell no, I look like a damn crackhead. It won't look right on my body frame.
Right.
So for me, it's like I'm doing this, I'm working out because I want to just get my curves better for me.
Yeah.
And my health.
Yeah,
a lot of people actually tried to shame Monique when Monique, that was her thing.
Yeah.
And she's a curvy woman. She's still a curvy
She's
woman.
still curvy.
Now a healthy curvy woman.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's all about educating the mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of people attacked her because she's like, oh, you used to talk about big women, big women. She said, I'm still a big woman. I'm just curvy.
Absolutely.
I'm just healthy now. That's all I try to do is be healthy.
Yeah.
You
She moved her body and started dropping off.
Tend to
lose sight and like that. This is with your health stuff. The doctor says you gotta lose 20 pounds to be here for your kids. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's so for me, I've always been more conscious about my health though, because of certain things I've been through. But for me, it's just like always supporting that healthy curves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this has been so much fun. I'm so sorry we didn't have the tea because it could have gotten really interesting.
Yes.
Who knows what happens when the things get to be 80 proof, but oh wow, I'm sorry. There was a lot of
comments.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Hey guys, we love you over here on YouTube. Yeah, somebody said she's on some black flour. Yes, she is.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone said you're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful. Hi guys on
Thank you
YouTube.
guys.
Thank you for tuning in.
To the Gemini dude.
Do the T.S. Madison titty bounce.
Oh, they want to say
that was actually what it was.
Yes.
I was Gemstone.
Yes.
Hey, Jim. Yes. How are you? But thank you guys for tuning in with our guest, Brandee Curvy J. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been awesome.
It's been really
amazing.
awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Thank you guys for sharing me on your platform. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
And
Thank
make sure you guys support Lux Curves. That's Curves with a K. Follow us on Instagram, social, Facebook, Twitter. Also Brandee Curvy J. That's Brandee with 2 E's and Curvy with a K. You see Lux Curves, you see Brandee Curvy J. Also follow OTN Management.
Yes.
And make sure you guys come out tomorrow for our big old casting call.
Okay.
And YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes. She's doing so much.
YouTube
So we have Lux Curves TV where we show all of our episodes, what we have going on Lux Curves, and also that's where you can find the Brandee J Talk Show. On Song Connect Network, New You Atlanta Channel 28, Season 3 kicks off on ATL next month. So make sure you tune in Channel 28, and I'm on Apple TV and Roku.
Boo, girl. You know what I'm saying?
And she's on Sippin Tea the show.
And that show is tea. That is tea. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let her get back to her rest because tomorrow
It's a big day.
is a big day.
It's a big day.
200 models coming up in 3 years. Okay, when do you think you get tired? What number? Give me a number. We're going to have to
200 because I know
okay.
what they're going through.
Yes.
And I'm so humbled when people are excited that I'm like, they're like, she's actually here. And I'm just Brandee. Like, give me some chicken wings and some wine and I'm cool. But I love that energy.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking for, like I say, those new faces. And models, women who think women shouldn't model. Like, I'm like, no, there's something in all of us. Like, and I tell people, you can be 5'5" and you come and rock it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, look her in the shoes.
So you can be 5'4".
Shout out to the diva who changed the game for everybody.
You know, and I'm really big on that because at the end of the day, we're all real women.
Yes.
And men, like I said, we have our Lux men and we have people coming out for that. So I'm just all excited.
And there's no age limit. You could be 60.
You can be 60, but if you look good, you look good. I mean, because we're all looking, I look for that diversity and things. So, and I'm all about my people.
Yeah. And we were talking about that as well. Somebody must have picked up on that on here because they said on YouTube because they said you were all about the Black Power.
Yeah.
So they already sensed that. You know, I wasn't gonna say it, but you also told me something very interesting as well about the cover of your magazine.
Yes. I said you won't see a white woman on my cover.
I was like, I'm not gonna say it, sis. But yeah, she said that you won't see a white woman on the cover.
And it's not nothing against them, but if we don't celebrate each other, and God told me my purpose is to motivate and empower Black curvy women, I'm being obedient.
Yes. Oh.
So I'm going to be obedient and do
Yes.
what He tells me to do, because in me doing it, He blesses my company, He blesses my vision, and blesses everything I have going on. And He makes a way out of no way. So, and I'm very adamant, you won't see a white woman on Looks Curves magazine. You will see a woman of color, specifically Black women.
Okay. Well, you guys have heard it. And that, you know, because it's important that we realize that just because we're for us doesn't mean we're against anybody.
I'm not against
else,
nobody,
you know?
but I love my people. I love my
And
Black
that's
women.
okay.
I love my Black men. I love my young kings and queens. I love all that. Anytime I address a man, I say, yes, my king. Because it's showing them, like, you need to know your own power as well. When I address my sisters, yes, queen, because that's who we are. And we got in a way that, and it's like, that's how I talk to my son. You are a strong young Black man, young Black king. My daughter, you are a gorgeous queen. Like, I'm gonna pump them up before I send them out in the world.
And so you can have a chance to try to tear them down.
Exactly.
At least I'm putting them up here first.
Exactly.
My mama told me.
Exactly.
Sweetie, I'm a queen.
Yeah.
What is all this?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I was raised. I'm like, no, we'll get it together. But we have to be for us, and being a Black-owned 100% media company, this is what God told me.
Okay.
And she's being obedient.
Yeah, she's being obedient. Okay. And I am so thankful that the Lord allow Sippin Tea, the show, to be in your presence.
Thank you.
You guys, that is the tea.
That's the tea. This Saturday.
Thank
Tomorrow,
you
make sure you
guys.
guys come out, check out where she's going to be. It's the Holiday Inn in Alexandria, Old Town Alexandria. It's from 1 to 4.
1 to 4 will be here, and I will be ready. All the way from Cali. Yes.
So and don't come with no camera phone pictures. She did say that.
No
She already said what she said.
bathroom selfies. I said what I said because I would tell you to please go around and go get some professional pictures.
Okay.
She can fly all the way out here. Y'all can come up correct.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for today, and hopefully we'll see Brandee J again.
Yes, I'll be back.
Sippin Tea, the show. I'll tell you this. Oh, I always tell people this at the end, so you couldn't really prepare for it. Yeah, we're gonna stalk
your life.
Okay.
We're stalkers
We're
after the
stalkers,
fact that we kind of stalk our cast and things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be like some major liking and things. Don't be alarmed.
I won't be alarmed. I won't be alarmed.
It's just what we do.
I won't be alarmed.
All right, you guys, say goodbye to Brandee J. All right, we love you to life.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.